Hey everybody, my name is Vivian and I am the proud owner of I Need Virtual Care. So please come on by, visit our website. It's very entertaining. It's about having one-on-one interaction video calls with people like myself who actually just want to do activities and fun things with you, especially during this pandemic. I know that with the COVID crisis and everything that has happened around the world, a lot of times we kind of feel lonely and isolated because we are not able to actually go out and do the activities that we're so accustomed to doing. And you don't want to go and be around a whole lot of people and things of that nature because of fearful of getting COVID and things of that nature. So I totally understand. So that's the reason why I created my business and website. It is a safe place where you can actually video chat, have activities for the kids, for kids' time, especially if you really don't want to be around the kids or you just want them just to go somewhere. I'm a mom, so I totally understand. And it's also not just for kids, but we also have adult time as well. Whereas that if you want to do coffee or watch a movie and things of that nature, yes, visit our website, www.ineedvirtualcare.com. All right. So this is one of my moments that I actually have cooking time. I have it with cooking time with cooking with a buddy, and I also have it with cooking with friends for adults. And this is one of my moments I just decided to do. I am not a chef at all, okay? Just be mindful of that. I've never worked in a commercial restaurant at all. I have no intentions on doing so. I leave that for the folks who really do it. You all are doing a great job. My thing is, I like cooking and hosting for the regular, average, everyday type of person. My mom was not a good cook, but my grandfather was. And so he showed me some of his recipes and how to cook and stir some things up when I have family gatherings or birthday parties or my friends are having things, they will always ask me to make certain dishes for them. And so I've just got accustomed to doing it. I love to cook during my downtime. It's like a little hobby of mine. And so I'm actually going to make some grits and some fried fish. And so the grits that I'm going to be using is this. It's the quick grits, 5 minutes, right? Yep, 5 minute quick grits. I like them. I'm going to be frying some whiting fish. I'm from New York, and so it is a northern fish I just love so much. I like some other fish as well, but however, in this case, we're going to do some whiting fish. The bag that I normally get my fish, because I'm not a I don't go to the fish market so much because it's not many around here in North Carolina, at least not in my area. So I do rely on Walmart, the great value fish, because it is, you get a large quantity for like less than $12. So that's why I like them. And what I do is I actually use Louisiana fish fry mix because you don't have to add any seasoning or anything like that. It's a nice cornmeal base. It's already pre-seasoned. All right. So let's get started. All right. So I've already washed the fish, rinsed it off and things of that nature. And now what I'm going to do is bring the camera down just a little bit so you can actually see it. All right. So I got the fish right here. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and cut open the fish fry mix. And what I do is I just use a platter because it makes it a lot less messy. And I just sprinkle it here in the on the platter. You can get these platters from Dollar Tree, which is where I bought mine at. Okay. I like to fry it in oil. I use Wesson. It's inexpensive and it doesn't burn easily, so I love it. And of course, you want to have your paper towel lined up with your container with some tongs so you can take the fish out. All right, let me go ahead and pour my oil inside the pan. Excuse me. Thank you. All right, and I take my oil, I pour it in a pan, about this much, half. Okay. Get my pan nice and hot. Okay. Then, excuse me. Gotta wash our hands, keep it clean. All right. Let me go ahead and put this top on here. All right. Then what I'm gonna do is this. You take your fish and you're going to dip it and roll it inside. Let me see if I can do it this way. Dip it and roll it inside the batter. This is the cornmeal batter that I used. And normally what I do is I fry 2 pieces at a time. This way I can get that nice crispy texture, because if you overcrowd the pot, I have noticed that the fish doesn't fry as crispy, and then if you overcrowd the pot with the heat and the oil, you may spark a fire. Excuse me, and we definitely do not want to do that. That has happened to me before, but I was frying chicken. It was some years ago, and I was frying chicken. I had bought a nice deep fryer, but it just wasn't, the basket wasn't large enough at the time. This was 2011, 2010 probably. And I went and I just put some oil in a regular pot, and I kind of filled it up a little bit more than I need to. And then what I did was I put too many pieces of chicken in at one time, and a fire had sparked. Thank God it didn't get bad. I had a fire extinguisher. I was able to use that. And you know, with oil fires, you can't throw water on it. And so my kids wound up saying, especially my younger ones, they was like, "Mom, that was the best chicken. Mom made that fried, what did they call it? Fried, crispy, crinkly chicken or something." That thing was funny to me. First, my feelings was hurt because I was like, what in the world? You can be talking about my chicken as much as I... And it wasn't burnt or anything like that. It was just nice and crispy. I mean, it was just nice and, yeah, crispy, yeah. And so they never let me live that down that one time. So I said, that was the best. So I have since then gotten better and improved, of course. But, you know, with kids, they never let you live stuff down, especially when they get older. Get them around Thanksgiving time or family time. And let me tell you something, they start telling all the business. You hear what I say to you? All the business. Remember that time when Mom did such and such? Remember that time for such and such? So they give me great memories. I love them so. They're grown now. I have a Navy veteran I have a active duty Air Force who is deployed right now. Um, I have my last one who is a college student. And of course, his brothers, they all left the house after high school to go into the military. Um, this one right here, he just opted not to. And his brothers kind of encouraged him to stay at home and just stay in school because education for him is much easier than it was for them. And so we definitely understand. So if I have any military families out there, please know my hearts and prayers are with you because I know for a fact that when your loved one leaves and goes into deployment and things of that nature, it is not just them, it is you as well, because your mindset and everything else is focused on them. So when I say thank you for your service, I really do mean that. Not just for our military men and women. They do make a huge sacrifice. However, the families do as well. So thank you, because I know all too well. All right, so what I'm going to do is, you now hear the grease popping. I'm going to move the camera over so you can see it. And let's see here. So this is what I do. I want to move this pot over. Make sure you do this and you do it fast. That's one. And that's two. Okay. I'm going to finish battering the fish, so this way, as soon as that's finished, I can put the next two in. All right, so this is what I do. I know there are many YouTube influencers out there. I love you all, especially the way how you do your cooking and things of that nature. Many of you, I have watched your videos. I have picked up some of your recipes. If it's something that I have doubts about, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me see how this is. I'll actually go onto YouTube and watch the video. So kudos to you all. Thank God for modern technology. But I know how it is sometimes where things are going so fast, or it may seem like you're not able to relate to that person. And so sometimes, you know, you kind of like, when is it going to be my turn? Or when can I have something or see something that someone can relate to? And so I'm here to say that, guess what? You can relate to me. And you can relate to me. During this pandemic, I know many people, many families have been forced into furlough or unemployment. Some have been able to receive unemployment benefits and some have not. And I'm really sorry that you have not. My prayers are definitely with you, and I'm hoping that with this new administration, things will definitely change for the better. Okay? But I know what it's like to cook on a budget. I've been poor most of my life, I tell you. But no, I do know what it's like to cook on a budget and not have a lot and still want to enjoy life. I mean, my kids didn't think we were poor until they got older and they realized, like, oh, well, my friends got cars and they got this and they got that, but why is it we don't have it? And I'm like, listen, we just don't have it. We didn't have the means for it. We had to pick our battles and to see what was more important for us at the time. I remember my oldest son getting upset with me when we had a come to Jesus moment. And he says, you know, I'm really upset that, you know, you didn't go to my games when I was younger. You went to my brother games. You didn't go to mine. And I had to explain to him, I deeply apologize that I didn't. However, I had to explain to him that during the time that he was being raised, we had just moved to North Carolina from New York, and we didn't have money. And the job that I did have, my back then, the staff, you know, the leadership, they were more on the lines of, you work. If you're not going to work, then we could hire somebody else. And so I took time off when they were sick, but I wasn't able to take time off for when they, basically for him, he felt like that's the time that he needed me most. I didn't know that. I knew it as it was something that was an elective for him that I want to get him into. However, it didn't mean that it wasn't important for me. It just meant that I had to choose what was more important. So what I'm gonna do is go and turn this over. Okay. And so now my fish is all nice and battered. And then what I'm going to do, for those that kind of missed a little piece of some batter or kind of fell off a little bit, I always just re-dip it if need be. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to wipe my hands because I have to re-dip. All right. So now what I do is I take my bowl and I now take the fish out. Look at this. Ooh-wee! Nice and beautiful. Got some more. Another set. Got some more. Another set. All right. So tell me a little bit about yourselves. What do you like? What's going on with you? How has the pandemic affected you? I know many of us look at the news, and to be honest with you, I'm tired of watching the news. Some of us are affected different ways. Some people are in relationships that they really don't want to be in. However, they're quarantined together. And I'm noticing, I'm seeing a lot of pregnant folks. So evidently, folks was doing something they shouldn't be doing. But no, I just totally understand. I've been married for 24 years to my husband, who is my best friend. I love him so. There is a big age difference between us. However, it has worked for us. Okay. I'm in my 40s. He's in his 60s. Need us to say it anymore. I was already out the house already on my own with my first son. And so, you know, basically he wasn't robbing the cradle at all. He already had a woman, just a younger woman. That's all. So I was already doing women things here. All right, so what about you? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Put it in the comments and see exactly, and I'll make sure that I'll go ahead and respond back. All right. So here go that fish that I was just speaking of. Nice and crispy and golden, right? Not broken or anything. Here we go. And so it's almost time to take off the oven. Turn over the other fish. All right, so give me a chat and tell me exactly what's going on. Visit my website, www.ineedvirtualcare.com, and then just drop a line in there and tell me what's going on with you. I'll be happy, and I promise you I will respond back. Okay? Now remember, if it's negative, you might get some attitude. You hear what I say to you? All right, take care. Yes, I'm supposed to be making some grits, and I will. But that, let's see here. Let me see if I can pause this and see if I can go ahead and do that. All right.